Bunny hopping, commonly abbreviated as B-hopping, originated as a movement technique in Half-Life 1 due to the game's physics engine and quirks in its mechanics. Here's a breakdown of its origins. 1. Quake engine influence. Half-Life 1 was built on a modified version of the Quake engine, specifically the Quake World variant. In Quake, players discovered that repeatedly, jumping while strafing and turning, the mouse in sync could build up speed. This technique, called bunny hopping, carried over into Half-Life 1 because its engine retained similar movement mechanics. 2. Speed preservation and acceleration. In Half-Life 1, when players jumped while strafing and angled their mouse correctly, the game's physics failed to cap their velocity as intended. Instead, it allowed players to preserve momentum between jumps, gain additional speed by chaining jumps together. This was a result of how the Source engine, based on Quake, handled friction and acceleration in the air. 3. Lack of speed limit in air. The engine did not implement a strict airspeed cap, allowing players to exceed their normal run speed by perfecting the timing and angles of their jumps. By strafing left or right and moving the mouse simultaneously, players could essentially bypass the intended movement limits. 4. Competitive and speedrunning use. While unintended, players quickly discovered B-hopping and began using it to their advantage in both casual and competitive play. It became especially popular in multiplayer for evading enemies and gaining map control. Single-player speedruns to complete levels far faster than normal. 5. Valve's response. Although B-hopping was never an intentional feature, Valve didn't immediately patch it out in Half-Life 1. However, in later iterations of the engine, like the one used for Half-Life 2, mechanics were adjusted to limit air acceleration and cap speed, making B-hopping less effective. Legacy. B-hopping has become an iconic mechanic in gaming history, influencing movement techniques in other games and remaining a hallmark of the Half-Life speedrunning and modding community. It's now recognized as one of the most skill-intensive movement techniques in early FPS games.